Hello everyone, my name is Rishabh. Welcome to day 191 of our book learning journey. Today's book, Pale Blue Dot, A Vision of the Human Future in Space by Carl Sagan. Topic, what space exploration teaches us about humanity, curiosity and our future. Today, I want to take you somewhere very far away. Not to another city, not to another country, not even to another continent. Today, we are going to leave Earth. Imagine that you are traveling through space at incredible speed. You move further and further away from Earth. The blue planet that once looked enormous begins to shrink. Continents disappears. Oceans disappears. Eventually, Earth becomes nothing more than a tiny point of light amongst an enormous darkness. That is essentially the perspective behind today's book, Pale Blue Dot, A Vision of the Human Future in Space, written by astronomer and science communicator Carl Sagan. The title was inspired by an extraordinary photograph taken by NASA's Voyager 1 spacecraft on February 14, 1990. Voyager 1 was about 3.7 billion miles or roughly 6 billion kilometers from the Sun when it looked back towards the inner solar system. In that photograph, Earth appears as an extraordinary, extremely tiny blue speck. NASA describes it as part of the first family portrayal of our solar system. And suddenly something becomes obvious. All of human history happened on that tiny dot. Every empire, every war, every invention, every love story, every scientific discovery, every argument, every celebration, every person you have ever known, all of it happened there. That image gave Carl Sagan a powerful idea. Perhaps looking at Earth from space can change the way we think about ourselves. And that is what makes this book so fascinating. This is not simply a book about planets and spacecrafts. It is about human ambition, curiosity, humility, exploration, and the future of civilization. Lesson 1, Perspective can change everything. Imagine standing in the middle of a crowded city. Cars are moving, people are shouting, phones are ringing. Everyone is busy. Now imagine looking at that same city from an airplane. Suddenly, individual arguments disappears. Building becomes small. People become invisible. Now imagine looking at Earth from the moon. The entire planet becomes a small sphere, and from the distance of Voyager 1, Earth becomes a tiny dot. The problem that seems enormous from the ground suddenly look very different. This is the power of perspective. Sometimes our problems feel unbearable because we are standing too close to them. Taking a step back can completely change how we see them. This applies not only to space, it applies to careers, relationships, business, leadership, even personal failures. A problem that feels like the end of the world today may look like a small chapter when you look back 10 years later. Perspective doesn't necessarily remove the problem, but it can change its size in your mind. Lesson 2. Curiosity is one of humanity's greatest strength. Curiosity is one of humanity's greatest strength. Think about what happened when humans first looked at the night sky. They didn't know what those lights were. They didn't know how far away they were. They didn't know whether other planets existed. They didn't know whether Earth was unique. But humans asked questions. What is out there? That question created astronomy, then mathematics, then telescopes, then spacecrafts, then planetary exploration, then robotic missions. Curiosity started the journey. This teaches us something important. Great discoveries often begin with a question rather than an answer. When you stop asking questions, you stop discovering. Curiosity keeps the mind young. Lesson 3. Exploration requires thinking beyond the present. When NASA launched the Voyager spacecraft in 1977, nobody knew exactly how long humanity would continue receiving useful information from them. The original mission were designed to explore the outer planets, but the spacecraft went much further. Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 completed historic exploration of the outer planets and later entered the interstellar phase of their mission. NASA says both spacecraft are traveling outward through interstellar space. Think about the mindset behind such a mission. You build something today, knowing that its journey will continue for decades. That requires long-term thinking. And long-term thinking is becoming increasingly important. Businesses need to think beyond quarterly results. Governments need to think beyond election cycles. Individuals need to think beyond immediate gratification. Individual needs to think beyond immediate gratification. Great achievements often require people to work for a future they may never personally experience. Lesson 4. Humility is a scientific superpower. Space teaches us something uncomfortable. We are small. Our planet is tiny compared with the solar system. The solar system is tiny compared with the galaxy. And our galaxy is only one among an enormous numbers of galaxies in the observable universe. This doesn't mean humans are insignificant. It means we should remain humble. Science progresses because scientists are willing to say, I don't know. That sentence is incredibly powerful. I don't know creates curiosity. I don't know creates research. I don't know creates experiments. I don't know creates discovery. The moment someone believes they already know everything, learning stops. Lesson 5. Earth is not just where we live, it is our home. The pale blue dot image creates another powerful realization. Earth is fragile. From space, there are no visible political borders, no separate nations, no divisions between rich and poor, no labels saying India, Africa, China, Europe, or Africa. There is simply one planet, one atmosphere, one shared home. That perspective changes the meaning of responsibility. We can disagree about politics. We can completely economically, or we can compete economically. We can have different cultures and beliefs. But underneath all of that, we share the same planet. That doesn't mean our differences don't matter. It means our common interests matter too. Lesson 6. Exploration should also make us protect what we already have. Humanity dreams about Mars, the moon, asteroids, other star systems. But there is an important contradiction. We sometimes dream about finding another home while failing to take care of the one we already have. Space exploration can therefore create appreciation for Earth. When you see how difficult it is to support human life, you understand how extraordinary our planet really is. Liquid water, a breathable atmosphere, a protective magnetic field, suitable temperatures, an enormous variety of ecosystems. Earth is not ordinary from our perspective. It is pres- it is precise. It is precious. Sorry. Earth is not ordinary from our perspective. It is precious. Lesson 7. Scientific progress comes from thousands of people. When people see a spacecraft photograph, they often think about the famous scientists associated with the mission. But major scientific achievements are never the result of one person's work. Engineers design spacecraft, scientists create experiments, programmers write software, technicians test hardware, mathematicians calculate trajectories, managers coordinate enormous projects, communicators explain discoveries to the public. Thousands of people contribute. This teaches us something about modern organizations. Extraordinary achievements are usually collective achievements. A great mission requires many specialized people working together one objective. Lesson 8. Engineers Engineering means solving problems that don't exist yet. Imagine designing a spacecraft that has to survive millions or billions of kilometers from Earth. You cannot simply send an engineer there when something breaks. The spacecraft must carry enough systems, redundancy, software, and engineering solutions to handle problems remotely. This is completely different type of thinking. You must ask, what could go wrong? What happens if this component fails? What we design a, can we design a backup? Can the system recover by itself? This mindset has application far beyond space. Good engineers don't only ask, how does this system work? They also ask, how could this system fail? That question creates resilience. Lesson 9. Long-term thinking beats immediate gratification. Imagine two people. Person A thinks, what can I get today? Person B thinks, what can I build over the next 10 years? Their decisions will be very different. The first person may choose immediate comfort. The second person may invest in education, skills, relationships, technology, or a business. Space exploration is the ultimate example of long-term thinking. A spacecraft can take decades to produce its most valuable discoveries. The lesson from us is simple. Don't judge every investment by immediate results. Some of the most valuable things in life compound slowly: knowledge, reputation, skills, trust, relationship, research, technology. The ultimate lesson: keep looking beyond. The most powerful idea behind Pale Dot is not simply that Earth is small. It is that humans have the ability to look beyond themselves. We can understand, we can stand on one planet, look towards the stars, and ask questions about the universe. Think about how extraordinary that is. We are made from matter that doesn't exist in the universe. Sorry. We are made from matter that exists in the universe, and yet that matter has developed consciousness capable of studying the universe itself. We are not separate from nature, we are part of it. And our curiosity is one of the ways the universe has become capable of understanding itself. What we learn from Pale Blue Dot. This book gives us several powerful lessons. Perspective changes how we understand problems. Curiosity drives discovery. Long-term thinking creates extraordinary achievements. Scientific humility encourages learning. Earth is our shared home. Exploration requires teamwork. Engineering requires thinking about failure. Important investment may take decades to produce results. Failure can become valuable information. Innovation requires entering unfamiliar territory. Collaboration becomes more important as problem becomes more complex. Humanity's future depends on curiosity, responsibility, and exploration. Core closing lesson. If there is one lesson we should take from Pale Blue Dot, it is this. We are small in the universe, but our ability to imagine, explore, learn, and build is enormous. Look at the journey. Human begins once look at the journey. Human beings once looked at the star with their naked eyes. Then we built telescopes, then rockets, then satellites, then robotic spacecraft. Then we photographed our own planet from billions of kilometers away. The distance between those two moments is extraordinary. And it happened because people refuse to stop asking questions. So keep asking questions, keep learning, keep exploring. Don't be afraid to enter unfamiliar territory. Your current situation may look enormous, but you are standing inside it. But sometimes you need to step back, look at the bigger picture, and remember how much more of the universe is still waiting to be discovered. Thank you.